Hey, if you're enjoying the content but haven't yet subscribed, take a minute to hit that subscribe button. Join us. Thank you. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and my name is Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of the comic book industry. World's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media, okay? And that's saying something in this day and age. Now, yesterday on the High Council, we had Doomcock in, and Doomcock, Lord Doomcock, a really fun YouTuber that I hope that you follow, had a great idea. He actually reached out to William Shatner, who has been embattled recently with SJWs who are actually wishing for his death. I mean, these people are insane. Doomcock kind of made this fun offer to William Shatner that if they could raise $1,000 for William Shatner's charity, maybe William Shatner would unblock Doomcock. What, Doomcock? What did you do? Lord Doomcock. By the way, hail Lord Doomcock. What did you do to get William Shatner to ban you in the first place? God only knows. But in any case, the fans were quick. Doomcock's fans were quick to raise $1,000. In fact, I think more than $1,000. And William Shatner was as good as his word, and he did unblock Lord Doomcock. So now we find ourselves talking to an amused William Shatner, who thinks this is, he's got a great sense of humor. He thinks this is kind of funny. And Doomcock came up with an idea. He said, what would it cost to get to interview you? I mean, this is a big deal. You know, we all have fledgling YouTube channels, and, you know, somebody like Doomcock is a great interviewer. He's a thoughtful, insightful fan, and he's definitely a geek, and he definitely knows all there is to know about Star Trek and William Shatner's career. So what would it cost exactly to get William Shatner to come on to Doomcock's show and allow himself to be interviewed in a real way? I mean, you know, look, I think that most of the time Mr. Shatner gets asked kind of geeky Star Trek questions, and he might just kind of, I don't know, not really answer them. I don't know. I think probably it gets tiresome being asked about something that that you did in the 1960s when you were a kid. I mean, there was a whole Saturday Night Live skit where William Shatner basically told his fans to get a life. Star Trek fans to get a life. So I'm sure there's that. But what if William Shatner actually took an hour of his day and humored these questions and answered them for his biggest fans? Now, what would that be worth? Now, William Shatner seems to have said, hey, how about $35,000 donated to my horse charity? He's involved in a great charity where disabled children are able to interact with horses, and it's good. It's therapeutic for them. It's a nice charity. Sometimes you run into something like this, and you see it, and it gets you right in the heart, and then you just kind of become a part of that charity. And this seems to be the case with William Shatner's charity. $35,000. What if we could fundraise that? Would you come on and submit to an interview? And William Shatner actually kind of is thinking like, yeah, maybe I would, or I might. But overnight, he seems to have kind of cooled off a little bit because who knows who this guy Doomcock is? Then again, who knows who I am? And yet, I have, what is this? It's a blue check mark. It's a blue check mark. That is a ticket to being the real deal. That means you're the real deal on Twitter. So I thought I'd try to help. Now, after talking to Doomcock yesterday, on the High Council, I feel invested in this idea. I want to do this idea. I want to be a part of it. So I sent this to William Shatner today. I said, hey, William Shatner, we'd love to fundraise to do an interview with you, with fans. That's you guys, okay? Asking respectfully geeky questions. In other words, nothing awful, nothing embarrassing, nothing that's, hateful or anything like that. Just, whatever you want to know about his career or about Star Trek or about TJ Hooker or about anything that he's done. Twilight Zone, that's what I would ask him. The money can go to your wonderful charity. I propose a minimum of $35,000, so that's the floor. In order to get William Shatner for an hour, we have to give him $35,000. But what if we could raise $100,000? Because we've done that. I mean, Comicsgate does that all the time. We do that all the time. I said you might autograph some giveaways. So what if we get to $100,000 and at that point he agrees to autograph a certain number of Star Trek posters, DVDs, something. And then we just randomly give those away to backers. You know, it's like you back at a certain level, and then you are entered into the lottery to win one of these autographed items. Now, I think it's possible, and then further, let me brainstorm this, because I could make this happen. I could come up with incentives and tiers that would probably scoot us to $100,000 fairly quickly. He's William Shatner. I mean, there are a lot of people who probably would like to ask him some questions, and of course the fans are excited about this all day. Thank you. I'm ready to donate. Everyone's ready to donate. Love the idea. It would be great to do this. Burnett RM would also be a must on the panel to do the interview along with Doomcock EVS. I'm not going to do it. I'm not interviewing. I'm not smart enough to ask William Shatner questions. I don't know very much about Star Trek. I would simply like to see the Fandom Menace get a big win like this. I'd really like to see William Shatner just kind of make himself available to the people who support and promote what we do every week. I think that would be really, really great. And the people who come to our channels and watch our videos, this would be a big scoop, a big get. And why shouldn't we have this? Of course we should. Representative from Midnight Edge, I would just say Doomcock. I'd say, let's let Doomcock host the show. Let's not overwhelm William Shatner with people. However, I have this other idea that we'll get to in 1 second, and you guys can tell me what you think. All right, so this happened. So I sent this out, and what do you know? William Shatner responds. He says, is this a different offer or the same one as yesterday? Shrug. Contact my press account with full details and some clarification if it's the same or different. Now, okay. This is now it's getting interesting. Let me go and show you what I'm writing back and forth to him, and also just letting the fans know, because this is a big deal. So I actually say this is the same offer. I'm associated with the fellow from yesterday, and he would be the interviewer. So in case anybody thinks I'm trying to hijack Doomcock's idea, no, I'm giving it some accelerant. Okay, I want this to happen. I want him to do it. It's going to be great for his channel, and it's going to be great for the fans. And that's what it's all about. I say I'm just expanding on it because, frankly, we're pretty good at fundraising. That's one thing that we do really well, and I think we could exceed the original ask price if some extra incentives were involved. So I'm letting Mr. Shatner know we can build this. We can make this be a pretty big deal. And he does a lot of personal appearances. He goes to a lot of signing events and conventions. And I don't know if he gets, I don't know what he gets paid to be there. I mean, usually when these celebrities go to conventions, the way it works is they get a guaranteed appearance fee. So let's say he goes to a show in California somewhere, and he's going to sit down and he's going to sign autographs and whatever for the fans. The convention itself is saying to him, we guarantee you $40,000 for the weekend. And that's just off the top of my head. It might be much more, it might be much less. I don't really know. But we guarantee you $40,000. So you have these 3 days that you're going to sit down and you're going to sign things for the fans, and you're going to collect money from them. And if you do not make $40,000 from the fans, let's say you make $35,000, the convention is going to give you another $5,000. You are guaranteed to leave our show with $40,000. That's generally the way it works. And so he's used to kind of, maybe accommodating fan requests like this for the right amount of money, especially since it's going to his charity. So this is my idea. Again, I say, we'd zoom right past the original goal. Check this out. If high price tiers that allowed a backer to have their question asked, if we offered, that. So, for a certain amount of money, you could have, and we'd only have like a limited number of these, but we'd say for a certain amount of money, your question could be asked, as long as it's respectful, as long as it's not embarrassing. You pay this much money and you're guaranteed Doomcock is going to ask your question of Mr. Shatner, and he's going to say, hey, this question comes from Bob Smith of, Kansas. Here's the question. Now, for an even higher price tier, you guys show up and get to ask the question yourself. Like, I don't know how that would be. We kind of patch you in to the live stream, and you get to actually interact with and speak to Mr. Shatner yourself. We could offer an even smaller limited number of those tiers. I think we could raise $100,000 pretty easily for 1 hour of your time, Mr. Shatner. Please consider. Now, he has responded, of course, by telling me to put it in writing for his, his agent here. What did he say? Contact my press agent or my press account with full details. There it is right here. And some clarification if it's the same or different. I'm going to do that right now. It took me a second. He hasn't responded yet to me saying, because I did actually say to him, I'm such a nerd. I'm really into this. I love it. I said, sir, let me see, where is it here? Sir, what is your press account? I will get this in writing for you and your consideration. Your fans are already buzzing about this idea, and I think we could make it worth your while. Thanks for being a living legend and a good example, let's underscore this, and a good example of how to treat respectful fans, okay? Because there aren't a lot of those right now. There aren't a lot of people who know how to treat respectful fans. And certainly the Fandom Menace understands entirely, people who watch our videos, we understand and have reverence and respect for William Shatner, his career, what he's accomplished, who he is, and the fact that he's, look, he's been there since, the golden age of television and the beginning of science fiction on TV. This guy, he's an extremely important man to fandom, and he needs to be treated with the respect that he deserves. So, can we do it? Can we raise this kind of money for William Shatner? Let me check. I'm going to pursue this. I promise you I'll pursue this. Hopefully I'll get an okay. I'll get a go-ahead to go ahead and like an agreement, like, yeah, if you can raise $35,000, I will give you an hour of my time, and then I'll try to work out these extra tiers. I'll get him to agree to these. Ultimately, I love the idea of people being able to ask their own questions. I like those two tiers, and I like this other tier idea I have. Maybe we'd send 50 items over to him and ask him to sign them. And we would hold on to those and distribute those to, 50 random backers. I think that would be a really, really neat kind of giveaway. And we could raise a substantial amount of money, maybe even get a little media attention. And I think it would be good. I think it would be fun. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know if if you think this is a good idea, if you're excited about it, if you'd want to back it, support it, be a part of this campaign. Here's the thing. I do think that if this is successful and it works, it could lead to other and more interesting opportunities down the road. I mean, perhaps we could have more crowd-funded fan encounters with celebrities of some sort. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But let me know what you think and leave me comments. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, could you please do that? Subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Double check and make sure YouTube didn't accidentally unsubscribe you and unring your bell, because I've been hearing quite a bit about that. It is pretty obnoxious. Please do double check to make sure you're still subscribed. We need you to be here. It's important. And thanks very much. Hit like on the way out if you wouldn't mind. I'll see you again later with another video. Bye-bye. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on the live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it, sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over, devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist. But it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.